Welcome, guys, to our stream. Sorry for technical difficulties. I'm Pokeball. This is Ethan from Mischief TCG.
Hey,
We're gonna have a talk for you guys, and hopefully my audio is better than in my videos because I know I get a lot of comments on that. But yeah, I have a lot of questions for Ethan. I'll also make this full screen. Um, a lot of questions for Ethan. He has some questions for me. We're just gonna talk Pokemon. If you have any questions, leave them in the chat. We appreciate you being here. All right, so I guess I'll start with some questions. Um, okay, so I I saw I was looking you up. I saw your YouTube channel, and then I kept finding more and more about you. I just kept getting more and more curious. I think I told you this when we were just talking about the live stream. I was like, we're like very opposite in how we approach YouTube. Like I have
yeah,
the whole like spreadsheets and market analysis. You have like much honestly better looking videos in terms of like it's like flashier. You're actually on camera. You told me when we were emailing that you're also a collector and like you play competitively in TCG. You're
yeah.
not just an investor, and I was like, oh well, like I'm mostly an investor myself. I saw like you had a store for like I saw some Japanese cards on your store. If you want to plug that, and also you have a bunch of shorts that like actually do pretty well. I saw the view counts on your shorts on YouTube, TikTok, and I think Instagram. You actually get quite a bit of views. Um, all right, I'll let you do like a little bit of background first, and I'll ask some more specific questions. So like what's your history of Pokemon? How did you get started? Like also congrats on 1K subs, and also are you monetized? Yeah, I'm not like I know
No,
there's a
I'm not monetized actually. I have like 2 point something K watch hours. I'm close, but I
okay,
have
so
to
you're
post more.
like that's like halfway there. Yeah.
I think it's like 2/3.
Was it 3,000 watch hours or
Yeah, yeah,
okay? Then yeah, you're really close.
yeah. So I guess some history on me. I started playing Pokemon when I was like 5 or 6. I was in my Chinese daycare at Jingbao. I used to know Mandarin. I don't know Mandarin anymore. But at my Chinese daycare, they were always these kids playing the Pokemon game. They weren't playing it properly. I learned later, but they were playing the game, and they got me into the game truly. They were in the black and white era, so I think it was like Plasma Blast, Plasma Freeze, even like black and white base. I think that's when I really started to get into Pokemon. I still have my first card with me. It's in a binder somewhere. It's like a Cubchoo from Black and White. And that's when I learned about Pokemon. Later on, I was at a Pokemon TCG shop called Harry Tarantula. It's in Canada, but basically they were having this league night. It was Pokemon TCG competitive, and I'd never done the competitive TCG before, so some guy he pulled me over and he actually taught me how to play, which was really cool. He gave me a deck, and then for the next like 6 years, I was heavily into Pokemon. I went to like 100 plus League Cups and League Challengers, like dozens of regionals. I made it to Worlds 3 times, and then I got more into the investing side because school got a little bit more heavy on me, and I couldn't play competitively as much because usually when you play competitively, you have to do it pretty much full time. So when school took over, I went into the investing side and I created my channel.
Wait, so can I, if I were to look you up for like competitive, would I find you? You said you
I'm
almost got to Worlds,
no,
so
I got to Worlds three
oh
times. Yeah,
yeah.
but it was in the seniors division because I kind of stopped playing Pokemon when I was in the Masters. I still play it, but not as much. But because I was in the seniors division, they don't have any history on me. They have one Limitless TCG regionals finish because I was in Masters, but all my world stuff is kind of just not there.
Okay, so it's more like
Yeah.
a data sort of thing that it. Okay, yeah. I was like, wait, are you? I did. You say you play competitively. I was like, okay, does that mean he played? Because I don't actually know as much about TCG, but I've seen some YouTubers like, hey, I went to Worlds or whatever for an
Mhm.
event, or like I tried to build a deck, or I even saw for like games like Pokemon Go or like the Game Boy games.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. Uh, I could barely play the game at all. Like I remember, I just had like there was like the CD-ROM back in the day because I was born in the '90s. Um, and like there was this CD-ROM with like a water and fighting deck, and then like there's a Machamp first edition which like everyone got, so
Yeah.
that was pretty cool. And then yeah, I just play on the computer, but like it's just like really crappy kind of like
Yeah.
software stuff. But yeah, I actually got into Yu-Gi-Oh a little bit later. But yeah, that's it's pretty cool. So why did you start the YouTube channel?
I started because honestly, I kind of was like, I kind of want to make YouTube videos. I always tried to make YouTube videos in the past, like some pretty bad channels that really don't do things like Minecraft Let's Plays and stuff. So I thought, I like Pokemon, might as well just share my knowledge and what I'm trying to do as I'm also making content and learn from it. I like making thumbnails as well. My first thumbnails were pretty bad, but I like making thumbnails, so I wanted to do that. And I just thought it'd be a fun experience. Worst case scenario, nothing happens of it, but I was like, why not?
Yeah, if you guys don't know, he actually made the thumbnail for the stream. I don't know, I was like rushed when I was making it, and I realized it was just like my channel icon. He was like, "Oh, okay, like I can make a thumbnail." I was like, "Oh yeah, that." Like I make it for my videos, but just like totally didn't cross my mind make the one for the live stream. So if you guys were wondering why the quality up went up from my thumbnails, it's because of him. Um, what? Okay, so yeah, so you have that store and you have a bunch of like I think Chinese and Japanese products. How did that happen? Do you have like a distributor or something?
Yeah, I have
Or
a Japanese distributor, and I'm trying to get a Chinese distributor, but it's a lot harder because Chinese Pokemon are becoming really, really popular. I have a whole segment about that. I'm like investing in Chinese Pokemon now. We can talk about that later. But yeah, I have a shop now, MischiefTCG.com, plugging it in the description to all six people watching or something. I have no idea. But yeah, I have a shop for that. It's Chinese, Japanese products. Chinese products I just get from like marketplace and like kind of distributors, and my Japanese I actually do get from distributors. But
okay,
how,
yeah.
you asked how it starts, so I didn't tell you. How it started was I always wanted to make a website. I actually got started because Pokey Any, you probably know him. He had a video like if you don't start your Pokemon business now, you will never start it. And they said the best way to start it is by selling Japanese products because of course you're not gonna get distro access too new. So kind of I took advice from that. I said, okay, I'm gonna try that. I made my Shopify website. I tried to find a distributor, messaging people on Instagram and Facebook and all that stuff. And I tried to start selling it, and I guess I'm still selling it. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, that's actually funny because yeah, Pokemon is like my reference for how to get a Japanese distributor because that's like the main story I know. Yeah, he said he just messaged a bunch of people on Instagram and he eventually found people and he sent them money. He was hoping they were legit and then
It's tough.
yeah.
It's scary. Yeah.
But I was like, wait, like, cause like when I like if I talk to our YouTubers, I don't like always know initially the full scope of like what they're doing in Pokemon. Like there's some people like there's like Deep Pocket Monster, which like I never talked to, but I watched some of his videos where he tries to like he does like oh Evolving Sky Challenge. I'm gonna get all the Evolving Skies cards in like a day, or else I have to
Yeah.
give it all away at this collected. And then I was like, oh, he actually had he lost his job or something during like the 2008 like housing crisis or whatever, and then so he had to like figure out something. So he's like I've heard he's like successful in like other things, and now like Pokemon is
Yeah.
probably like an after thing after like he made a bunch of money. But I was like, wait, what the like? There's like a lot of people in this hobby like they just have like other things going on, and I'm like, wait, you do that too? Like you're not just like a youth. Like what else is going on here? So I was like, oh wow, he because like if you were like 100K like subs or something, I'd be like or 50K, I'd be like, oh, okay, sure, like you've been here enough, it probably happened. I was like, wait, what? He already has a store? Like this looks like an actual like distribution thing or whatever. So you also
Yeah.
like so you've been hinting at it, but I was like, you also seem like really young. So I'm just like I'm still like
Yeah.
how
Uh,
old, like do you mind or
yeah, yeah, I'm 18.
okay.
Yeah, I just graduated high school. Yeah, so yeah,
Okay.
it's my summer break, so I can make more content now. So
Ah, I
pumping out
see.
content, I have to start right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um Is there anything that you want to highlight that you have that's really cool? Like anything in your investing or collecting?
Uh, I have all this stuff behind me. Um, My favorite thing is probably I have a Moonbryon PSA 10, and I only got that one because I can't afford that normally. But a long time ago, I invested or bought the Rainbow Rare Charizard from Burning Shadows in a PSA 10 when it was like 300 bucks. I bought it like 6 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, when it was dirt cheap, and I just left it in my dad's safety deposit box. And I checked the price later on when I got more into the investing side, and I realized it was like a $4,000 card. So I traded away to this guy on Marketplace for a Moonbreon because I was like, I don't really like this Zard anymore. It might go up more, but I kind of want something in my PC. And I've always wanted the Moonbreon, even though it has a population of like 16,000. So I said, I'm gonna just trade for it, and I got it. So that's Moonbreon is my favorite thing in my collection.
Uh, yeah, that's really cool. Like that is how some people are getting like stuff nowadays. Like they will like some people will get the will go on Discord, they'll get the MSRP drops from like Target or whatever. And yeah, I had someone who got like the Blue and Waters restock, and he traded me like 3 boxes of Blue and Waters for like a Stellar Crown booster box, something like that. And maybe there's some cash involved too, but it was just like, okay. He's like, yeah, I bought mine when like last year when it was cheaper, and he got his like now. So some people they'll just get like MSRP products just to trade, just to get what they really want.
Hmm.
So it's pretty cool. Like you can just trade for things nowadays.
Yeah.
Um, Definitely, I think yeah, good long term sort of thing. I have a
Hmm.
story about Moonbreons where, um, I sold to this guy. I sold him like all like 3 booster boxes a year ago, which I kind of I regret a little bit. I sold my one of all these guys booster box, which I bought for like 150. My 1 Brilliant Stars and my one Fusion Strike. The Brilliant Stars is probably like 130. Fusion Strike was like $100 or less. So I bought it and I sold it to him for like $1,000 total, or
Hmm.
like 800. So like the of all these guys like $2,000 right now. So like that
Yeah.
wasn't really. But he actually that actually did get me to buy a lot more because like I regretted buying so little because I bought like some a little bit in 2020 because I just
Hmm.
randomly wanted to buy some Pokemon. Um, and I sold them at one point. I had two of all these guys ETBs that there was like this restock over the time around after 2020. Like I stopped buying Pokemon cards because I was like I didn't really see them going up. I also like moved away, so I didn't really have the space anymore. But I got these email for they're like of all these guys ETB restock, and I was like sure I'll just pick up two. So I just got like a set, maybe probably for like $100 or maybe 150, like just maybe just not too bad. And then I found them because I couldn't find them, and I sold to him. And
Hmm.
then one day he was like trying to open Prismatic and Prismatic was just really bad for him. Like you know how Prismatic has bad pull rates. And then
Yeah.
he got so low energy and so like sad that he just opened the Fallen Skies ETBs that he was supposed to open, and then he pulled the Moonbreon.
Oh,
And
that's
then
pretty good.
yeah, and then he had actually ordered a Moonbreon from eBay for a PSA 10, and then he sent that one in as well, and now he has two PSA 10 Moonbreons.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. One thing about opening packs, though, it's addicting. Like if you pull a chase card, I think it's actually worse than not pulling something if you're just like a normal collector. But if you're like really into the hobby and you pull, let's say you pull like the Pikachu from what's it called? The Surging Sparks Pikachu or like some crazy rare Pokemon, you get really into opening and ripping. It's bad.
Yeah, that's that's why like whenever I see people like they'll have kids or whatever and they start like giving Pokemon, I was like be very careful because like yeah it works in so many different ways. Like if people are wondering why like Pokemon's worth so much right now, it's like there's so many ways that people get addicted to it, and that is one of them. Like you would think like one of them is like, oh, the card is so hard to pull, so people keep trying to pull it. But then there's the other side of like they got a taste of luck, or like maybe like luck, or just the normal odds. Like okay, if you open enough packs, every now and then you'll get really lucky supposedly. But if you did the math, it probably is like normal odds possibly. But yeah, I've had people say, "Oh, in my first booster box, I pulled the main chase card. It was so easy." And they just expect it, and then like it doesn't happen. And since like it doesn't happen again, they just buy more and more and more. Like I've seen so many different ways that it goes out. That's why like whenever I
Mhm.
meet someone new, because like I'll sell something on Facebook Marketplace, I'm like, so what's your story? Like how like what's and then like I start figuring them out. I was like, okay, so you want this, you're opening because of this. Like everyone has their own ways of opening. But yeah, that's why like we talked about this before, but you asked me if I'm a collector or investor. Like I don't really open. I
Mhm.
mostly just invest, and it's because like I was like, yeah, I don't want to get caught in that. Like I made like a dealer analogy too. I was like, yeah, a drug dealer should not do their own drugs, otherwise like you're gonna have a ton of issues.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um. This is okay. This will be kind of random. But I do have some lists. Since your editing is so much better than mine, what do you use to make your videos?
Oh, I just use CapCut. I just I use the premium version because my dad's a graphic designer, so I just get his premium version, so I don't have to pay anything.
Oh,
But yeah, I do use CapCut. And honestly, I should be editing better, but it just sometimes takes so long to edit these videos that it's almost not worth the edit. So I don't know sometimes.
yeah. Yeah, actually, that segues really well into like our like video process. Like I think you and me have like really different like video making styles. Um, but yeah, I was like when I watched your videos, I was like, it looks like he puts like a lot of work into like making these videos. Oh, but like so you use CapCut. Like, what do you use for like audio or like just your phone or like your like? I think you don't usually have like right now you have a mic
Hmm.
attached, but you usually don't have that in your videos.
No, I usually just use I have these headphones from Amazon and they're supposed to be AirPods knockoffs. They're like 20 bucks. And I just put them in my ears and I use those as the audio and the mic. And then I use my phone right here for my filming.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe I should get some knockoff AirPods.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they're I don't know, I'll send the link to you though. I'll send it to
You
you.
know, it's weird because someone asked if they could trade me some AirPods for some like Japanese Pokemon cards one day, and I said no. Like the value, if they were real, would have been fine. But I was just like, I don't really use AirPods. Like,
Mhm.
it's kind of a like I don't really want to charge them or anything. But
Mhm.
yeah, maybe I should have taken them.
Yeah, the thing is, I lose my stuff really fast. Like if I buy the $20 headphones, I swear I've gone through like three pairs. Even it's just I don't know why. I take the subway all the time, and I've had them for a while. But man, I keep going through them. So I'm glad I didn't buy the expensive like AirPods that are 200, $300. I can't just I would have lost those so fast. Yeah.
Um, okay, so I want to talk more about editing, but I realize that maybe we should talk more about the market because
Yes, Pokemon Market Talk, Pokemon Market Investing
yeah.
Podcast. We got
If there's
this.
anything you want to talk about,
Yeah,
that's fine. Or
yeah.
else I'll just think about something about for the videos.
I have a couple questions for you actually. The first one is how do you feel about promo cards in this market? Because they're going crazy right now. I just want to hear your opinion on them.
You know, I actually saw your recent video on promo cards. I think that's the one where like you did the shout out. So, and so honestly, I don't really track promo cards as much. Partly because I don't know as much about them, and they don't change as much as the like booster boxes and the sealed. So like that's why like I can make daily videos on sealed
Mm,
because a lot of them do move like quite a bit versus like promo cards like it's like once every
mhm,
5 days week like it could be like months for a promo card to move. Um, I think that there are a little bit like stocks where if you pick the right one, cool. And some
yeah,
of them like I have heard like a lot of my knowledge of promo cards is just from like the bigger YouTubers like Nostalgianomics, Alpha Investments, where they're like, yeah, some
yeah,
promo cards like they're just steals like because like they're only because a lot of promo cards will be worth like $1
mhm,
when like they're released because people just buy a bulk amount of them, and if you get them right, or you time them like a stock as well, like they could be worth a lot long term. It's kind of risky, and also like offloading all those singles can be really hard. Um, I know the end for me, the main one I'm looking at is like End's Reshiram from joining together the box topper.
oh yeah, yeah.
Cause like I actually I had a tip on that. There was um I when I made my Discord channel, the owner of a Australian Discord server contacted me, and he gave me access to his Discord server, and I plugged it in some of my videos, and he told me that in Australia, they're joining together booster box reprints didn't have any box toppers.
Mm,
So like, and I hear that's I'm not the only person who's heard that because I've heard some other people talk about it. But then now there's like speculation that once joined together gets a reprints, they might have box toppers. And like from a logistical standpoint, it could make sense. But like, yeah, that card, people have been buying that up like crazy.
yeah, that one's insane now. I saw this like one. I think was it what's his name? Yeah, a Possum Bud. A Possum Bud was having like an investing market rant where this guy had a stack of the Reshrams like this thick, and he was just like laughing at the guy, being angry at the guy. But man, people are buying that up like crazy.
Yeah, there's literally like hundreds being sold like every. I don't know if it's like every week or or every month, but like yeah, if you look at the graph, like you'll just see these large spikes of like hundreds sold. Um, like it was $10 initially. I mean, at release time, I don't know, it was probably 10, 20, or 15. But like at some point, it stabilized around 10, And all of a sudden, when after I heard that news, it went to 20. I didn't really buy any because I don't really want to get into like promos that much or singles that much. And then last time I checked, it was like 25, something time to 30. And also, like, since I do track trade together, though, I have been noticing that like today, literally the number of cases on the market is like really low. For some reason, like, I don't see a lot of booster box cases, and the booster boxes have been rising. Like, people pay on the low end, like 210, and the high end, like 230 for a journey together box now.
Yeah, it's crazy. And especially like how do you feel about things like the Van Gogh Pikachu? Because that has a population of I think 40,000 in a 10 and about 40,000 in 9 as well.
So I tried making a video on that. Someone requested it, and I never made it because it was a little hard to find data. I think that those sort of things will do really well long term.
Hmm.
As if like there's no reprints or whatever, it's just like there's a lot of really good Pikachu cards.
Yeah.
Um, as far as like how well it'll do, that's where I'm just not sure. Because I know that there's like like there's the Poncho Pikachu's. In Japan there were like these special boxes that had these Poncho Pikachu like Pikachu's of like no poncho's that little thing like you wear over yourself like when it rains. It's like a little it's like a jacket with a hood or something.
Yeah.
And there's some of like Pikachu with like a Charizard one, so there's like a Charizard sort of jacket slash poncho that's like a Gyarados. And I think those are like when before the bull run, like there were like a few hundred or like 1,000 or 2,000 each, and like the thing is like they would come in like these promo boxes, so like they're kind of guaranteed ish. Some of them are promos, but like the boxes weren't that expensive a long time ago. I actually like
Hmm.
looked back at YouTube videos. I was like, I want to see box openings of it because I wanted to know how much it cost, and it wasn't that. It was a little hard to get, but it wasn't that expensive. And those ponchos, like look at the graph of those cards, it just exploded. Um, so like Pikachu, like a lot of cards like Pikachu or whatever, just have a lot of potential. But yes, I just don't know specifics. Like some things for me, like Steel is a lot easier to gauge. Like for that, it's just like I could see, um, since it's rare and it's Pikachu and it's so unique that it will do well long term.
Yeah, I'm a little scared because the pop report is so high because it has around 100,000 pops just like in total PSA. And I'm like that's so high. That is insane because I don't know if that many people actually want the card.
Mm.
I don't know.
Are those PSA 10s?
No, there's 40K PSA 10s, 40K 9s, and then the rest are just about 20K rounded up.
I don't remember how much the Moonbreon is at. Do you
It's
know?
six, I think it's 16, 17K.
Yeah, because I would compare it to that, and I know Nostalgia Knox is like yeah probably like 16K people will probably want Moonbreon, and that's probably the reason why it would be so hard. But um, yeah, I have to look at the pop rewards and other things.
Hmm.
It is pretty high. It, I'm just thinking like my main knowledge of this is just all Nostalgia Knox videos where he talks about pop reports. He's like, all right, just because something has a large pop doesn't mean it's necessarily gonna be low priced. Like a lot of the original Pokemon like base set cards, like there's not like that many of them, but they're actually not that expensive because they weren't that hard. Like I forgot they weren't that hard to get or something, or people don't want them. Like a lot of like new people around, they don't want the really old cards anymore.
Hmm.
And then
Yeah.
I know that the Van Gogh Pikachu isn't like a chase. Um, eh, I think it could go either way. Like maybe enough of it will be destroyed at some point. But yeah, I didn't know that there was like 40,000. That is quite a lot. If it was like 4,000, like 10,000,
Yeah.
maybe.
Hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. And also in Japan, because they opened three new Pokemon centers. I think it's Fukuoka, Hiroshima, and one other one. I don't know what the third one is, but they're getting these promo boxes that look so cool. One has a Red Gyarados, the other one has Latios and Latios with Pikachu, and the third one is I don't know what the third one is, but it's also Pikachu. And I think those are kind of comparable to like a new wave of not really ponchos, but kind of like the step under ponchos and like gray felt Pikachus. They're kind of like the Kawazawa or Kanazawa ones or the Team Skull ones, in my opinion. Yeah. Just wondering if you have any like opinions on that or if you've seen those around.
I saw. Okay, I'm gonna transition to. Um, I did see that in the news. I forgot how long ago was it.
Because they don't release until August right now, but they've been announced because the reopening of the Pokemon centers in Japan, which I
And
didn't know they were closed.
there's like a
Yeah.
lottery or something.
Hmm.
I think for that. Um,
Hmm. I'm actually thinking about selling it on my website. because it looks
Mm.
really cool, honestly. Like I bought some for myself, or I pre-ordered some for myself because I think it's like an insanely beautiful box,
Oh
and
yeah, this
yeah,
one. I don't know if you can,
it's
or
fine.
you might be able to see it, but yeah, it was. Yeah, this was announced a month ago on Poke
Mm,
Beach. I did see that, and honestly, yeah, these do. So the boxes remind me of those poncho boxes. For me, it's just that the promos aren't as good. Like they're not
for
like
sure.
full arts or anything.
Hmm.
But I have seen. I'd have to look at like how all the Pikachu kind of really pretty Pikachu arts look like. Um, I think the box is definitely a good whole long term. I think people want the box. This
Yeah.
Gyarados one is kind of not as great, but
Yeah.
I thought the same thing when I saw this Pikachu box. I was like, wow, that's really popping. Like people would just want the box,
Yeah, I
and
think it's like th sorry. I think it's like $300 Canadian, so 220 USD right now.
yeah, that
Mhm.
sounds about right. So it's definitely gonna be more if you get it now. Like the timing when you buy it, I'm not really sure, but yeah, I thought that these boxes looked really good as well. I think I like the first one the most, and then
The one, the Latias. Oh no, that's not. That Latias is the third one, right?
the Latias. I think it
You're talking
also
about the
has a
one with
lot going
Victini, right?
for it.
Victini is the one you like.
Yeah, Victini is the one I like.
Mhm.
I think it just has like all those Pikachu's. I think but the blue over here looks a little better, but I don't know. The Pikachu doesn't look as good over there. Just the art looks a little worse. I think
Hmm.
in this one.
Hmm. Because I was looking at boxes that were comparable to it, and there was the, I think I'm butchering the name, but it's Kanazawa, and it was the past Pikachu box. It was the one with the parasol Pikachu, basically. It's the Pikachu holding a parasol. It's kind of like a pink card. And that box is going for like $2,000 right now. And it's only released like 4 months ago, not 4 months, 4 years or 6 years ago. And then there was the two other ones, one with like an ice pick Pikachu and the Yokohama ones with the kind of like submarine Pikachu and the Swan Pikachu. And those are like very, very similar. Maybe not as good in terms of art, but they're very similar and they're like 2 to 4K right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, if you done the research, yeah, I think you're probably onto something. That's kind of research I wanted to look at. I wanted to go through like the past sort of boxes that I could find that are comparable, and I like just look at the prices. This kind
Yeah.
of Zawa one I see this one's like for 720 right now, but yeah, I think they are doing pretty well.
Yeah, sorry,
Uh,
not the Kanazawa was a little lower, but the other two are a little higher.
yeah, but yeah, it's a little hard to get data on these sometimes.
Hmm.
It also sometimes hard to know which ones are like it's not like a main set sort of thing. So you don't unless you have like a good list,
Mm.
you can't always figure out like which ones are from like a quick list. Like like if we go Bulbapedia, I have this list of like all the sets, so it's pretty straightforward. You just look at all this, and be like okay, so
Hmm.
what's available, pretty
Yeah.
much.
I was thinking of doing a video where I look through basically every single set and every card from each generation. So like this one to be the Scarlet Violet generation, Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield, and kind of just going over my like maybe five favorite arts and five underrated picks. Because I feel like in the XY Sun and Moon era, even like the black and white era, you can find some pretty underrated, undervalued cards that would probably pop off with a few more years. Mhm.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
how do you
that
feel about, yes, sorry.
yeah, those are sort of videos that I was really wanting to do when I got started, and then like I just whatever I started making, I think a lot of YouTubers like whatever content they're making like today, it's just sort of like what ended up working. Like I love looking at like bigger channels, and I just look at like the older videos. I'm like, all right, this is when you figure it out. This is when you started making this sort of video, and this is where your views just start exploding. For me, like it was when I started doing like spreadsheet analysis, and then also like there's these Pokemon Center stock. There's a Pokemon Center stock tracker, which
Mhm.
really helped get views and stuff for me. So that's one of the main reasons why I have like I monetize and stuff at now because of that. And I think it would have kept exploding, but then like they patched it up, so I couldn't get the stock numbers anymore.
Mm.
But yeah, personally, I would like love to get that analysis. Getting data on that can be like really hard sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of videos, I think we can talk about that now. Uh, I had one video that kind of like blew up a little bit, and I've been doing the exact opposite. It was an investing video, and I don't make investing videos as much. Now I'm getting back into investing videos. I have so many videos lined up for that. Yeah. So I'm trying to come back into the investing Pokemon space because I think I know it better and I like to actually talk about it better. So yeah.
Yeah, it just kind of depends what ends up getting the views and stuff and how you present it. Um,
Mhm.
are you looking at the timer?
Yeah, I just have a timer pop up. It's like an impending doom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we might give it like a 5 minutes thing, but there was a comment on the live stream. It was just about the audio. But I don't know if there's. I think we already tried to adjust it. I don't think there's much to do about it. Like I get that comment sometimes. Like it's like it sounds like an echo or you're underwater. Like I just hear like a little bit of static or
For
whatever.
me?
But the echo thing, I don't know if like I'm streaming it properly, so I'm not really listening on the stream. So like I guess let's just shout out.
Yeah. If you're in
Yeah,
the chat, please tell
yeah.
us
Snorlax
how our audio
Haven, is
is.
it like static or is it like a double echo? Like if it's static, I'm not sure how much we could do about it. But if it's like a double
Yeah.
echo, then maybe it's like I'm just streaming like really badly or something. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, cool.
Anyways, yeah, please tell us below. Anything else you got so far?
Um,
I have some other stuff if you want.
yeah, just to jump on that, like on your whole investing, yeah, like
Mm.
I'll just give a little history because like I kind of love telling a story. Like, yeah, when I started making this channel, I like I remember telling my girlfriend, I was like, I have like so many ideas on like what I want to make and stuff, and then but it kind of sucks to like make a video and you're not sure if it's gonna do well or not, and then you're like, oh, like I wasted a chance because at some point, like I think I got sick and that's when I started making these videos because usually I play like sports at night, and I was like, well, I have nothing else to do. Let's just talk about Pokemon. I love talking about Pokemon. Um,
Yeah.
and then I started getting some views. I was like, I started making more videos, and like I was just like, okay, what if I make 2 videos a day? Then I
Yeah.
could just like make one of them has to do well, like or better, right? So that's where I got like a lot of my ideas out. I was like, oh, if I make 2 videos a day, that even if one goes bad, and like I could just like say, okay, that was an experiment. The other one does better, and then and I got so insane that I even got like, oh, what if I make like 4 videos a day?
Yeah, that's a lot. I heard that can cause viewer fatigue, but if it is like daily market videos, then it makes sense why 2 days is performing well.
Yeah, I mean, like it didn't necessarily perform well, but like I was still getting like I think I was getting like 2,000 views a day, from like just the 4 videos, and
Yeah.
like it got to like I got some niche videos and I had some experimental videos, but essentially I was just like, well, I'll probably grow faster the more I post. Like even
Yeah.
if like this video doesn't do like as well, if I get like a few hundred views or whatever, it might get something. And sometimes it'll go really well. So like I think at that point I was doing like a Pokemon Center stock number video, which got the most views. And then there was like a Discord one where I would go on the Discord and just see what people got. And so I was like, it was really nice to get that data because I was looking at the daily market updates on like TCG Player. I was looking at like what's getting restocked from like the Discord because like they'll be like, oh, we got like Paldea Evolve. Like actually, someone had told me in the comments today that Paldea Evolve like got restocked a little bit through vending machines. The
Oh,
Paldea Evolve booster
oh,
boxes.
the vending machines, that's a whole debacle, man. The
Yeah,
vending machines are crazy.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
honestly, like I would love to just get something from them one day. Just like even if it's a
Yeah.
small booster bundle, like it just seems really cool that I could just get like actually
Mhm.
I originally um like I would have to go to like go close like a LGS or a store to get the Pokemon cards. But the alternative to that was like on the way home from school, there was like a pharmacy called Genevieve's. Like it became like Rite Aid later on. But like when I would walk in, like there'd be Pokemon cards like $4 a pack. I could just like put in the machine. I was like I remember pulling like a Venusaur from like a base set pack then. But okay, I'm starting to not remember why I'm mentioning all this. Um, but
I actually
I
don't know either. I
Yeah,
have no idea.
I was like thinking back. I had a reason for all this, but I
Uh,
don't even remember what I just said. But anyway, I think the timer is about to go up anyway, so maybe we have to
we'll
um
leave and rejoin.
leave and
Don't
rejoin.
leave. Don't leave chat. Come on.
Yeah,
Stick
we'll
with
be
us. We'll be
back.
back in
There's
like
5 minutes left in this because we don't have pro, but yeah, we'll take this opportunity to just leave
we'll
and
be
come
back in
back.
like 10 seconds. Bye.
Yeah. More. here you're not supposed to. Okay, leave meeting. Start and start. All right. So I am back in here, and hopefully he joins pretty soon. I'm gonna think about what I was trying to talk about. I'm also gonna check the comments. Um, thanks. I don't know. Oh, it does work. Oh, I think he's back. Okay. I was just checking the
Hi.
comments. There's just some. Oh,
Okay, back. We're back. Look at that minor delay, just tiny technical delay, but we're back in the Pokemon investing podcast.
yeah. Oh, now I kind of remember what I was talking about. So I was talking about the video production thing, and yeah. So I wanted to make the daily updates and also get to like the metrics better, like get more views. I want to figure out like what people like. They really like They ended up liking when I talked about booster boxes more, and I started adding like 151. Oh, like 151 has a lot of things, and then I just got down to the current list I do today, and that's kind of how I figured it out. But yeah, there were a lot of ideas that like either people don't care about them or I don't present them well enough to really get views. Like I would try to. I got a comment out today, or yesterday, asking, "Oh, I don't cover Japanese Pokemon cards." I was like, I actually wouldn't mind covering Japanese booster boxes and those
That's cool.
prices, but whenever I make the videos, like the views just like plummet.
Yeah.
Um,
I think you have to just go with your niche right now and just keep exploring. Because actually, I check Japanese prices every day because of my distributor and the store. They're basically just all going down. Like everything's going down for sure right now. Because I feel like we're getting a little bit out of this bull market, which means people care a little bit less about Japanese products. That's my thought, anyways.
Yeah, I've heard that. That's why like Nostalgianomics and like Reed they don't really carry it. Because I mean, Nostalgianomics, weirdly enough, I think he got a distributor because he sponsored his own store, and I saw like Japanese product on there. So either he got it from like buying people's collections. He said he got it from people's collections, or he got a distributor. But he started to sell some Japanese. But I feel like it's more of a business thing than like a collecting thing.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, like I bought some like when I bought stuff I like diversify a little bit. So I actually have like a bunch of Japanese, which I love. I'm like I wish I could just trade it for English.
Mm,
When I think about depreciation, like yeah, I think the English would appreciate like a bit better, and
I think so
the
too.
English hasn't really gone down. Like a lot of the stuff is still
No.
like pretty well priced.
Actually, I was speaking of English not going down. I was doing a Pokemon presentation for my data management class. I actually have it on my video. One of my YouTube videos is me presenting in front of my class, and I was talking about how no booster box in English in history has ever gone down in price, like ever, which is so insane to think about in a way. It's crazy.
Yeah, Rudy mentions that he's really into like investing in those real estate stocks and all these other things. And he's like, it's like a weird. I forgot the exact term, but he was like, it's like a weird glitch. It's like something that shouldn't
Mhm.
happen. Like,
Yeah,
why is there an investment that like never goes down? So that's actually why like I'm into Pokemon right now. Because I put in money in stocks. I put in money in like NFTs and stuff like that. I just lost like a lot of it or a bunch of it. And so with Pokemon, like
that's
it's
tough.
teaching me investment things, but also like I saw the same thing. I'm like, oh, it makes perfect sense because it's not like a digital thing where you just trade. It's not like a share or something. Like it's something that will go down supply over time. It's like, oh yeah, of course the value will go up, and
Yeah,
yeah, I'm just like, is it really that easy? I don't know. It's also like when we're this bull market now, I hear that like there's a lot of things in this bull market that's different than like other bull markets because like you've heard that like the Pokemon market goes in cycles, right? Where like
yeah,
it's really
yeah.
hot and it's really like
Hmm.
it's happened all those times. Like I remember I saw like Rudy's videos from like 2016. I actually went through I searched all the titles at Pokemon and I watched through them. I took notes and like he's not joking when he's like I can repost the same video I posted like 2 years ago or 3 years ago and I'd be saying the exact same thing because the market's that predictable
That's
except
kind of
maybe the
crazy.
set changes or something or whatever. And I was like, wow, like so this keeps happening. It's like yeah, so basically it's going to be a bull run, and then people are going to overspend at some point, and then
Yep.
people with money are going to buy up all the cheap stuff, and that
Hmm.
cheap stuff is going to be really expensive during the
Yep.
next bull run.
And then all the people with distributors who actually are smart will put their money back in the distributor, like Pokey, and then they're going to be the ones benefiting when the bull market comes back again.
Yeah,
It's yeah.
or even like investors, like nowadays it's really cool because like when there's a bear market, you don't need a distributor as much because the
No.
price of a booster box by yourself is like around the same price as if you had distribution, but you don't have to take on all the risk. And like someone asked me, I was like, "Wait, I can get distribution?" I was like, "Yeah, you could probably still sign up. Maybe someone will take you, but you don't want to do that because you're not going to get anything, and you're gonna have to spend a lot of money. And it's basically a second job." He's, "Oh, I'm not ready for it." I was like, "Yeah, like don't think it's like that easy. Just like get distribution and
Hmm.
make a ton of money
For
now.
sure.
That's not how it works."
Yeah. My goal actually is to get distribution someday, maybe when the bull market crashes, because, with my online store, I want to expand into the English stuff, but I know it takes a lot of capital. Basically, all the money you make has to go back into the store, and you're not going to make anything. You're basically going to make like 2%, if not lose money for the
Yeah.
first 2 years. And then finally, when it comes back to the bull market, you're finally going to make your profits. But it's tough for a long time. It would be tough if I try to get one. It's one of those cycles in Pokemon that you kind of have to accept.
Yeah, like I'm guessing you've watched like the videos on like why it's really like you saw the videos where it's so hard to run a store.
Oh yeah, like a LGS store, like
Yeah,
real ones. Those ones I would never start, but I would only start a online store because online stores are just so easy. I sign up for 20 bucks for Shopify and I try my best. And worst case scenario, I just have extra stock that's gonna appreciate. So it's not a big risk, which is why I started an online store.
yeah.
Because you can get distribution access without even having a in-person store. Because
So
that's how like people.
so you've
Yes.
heard of so I haven't like I know Nostalgicnomics did manage to get that because he gets a lot of sales through his rip and ship. I know
Mhm.
some people I guess maybe they rip and ship and but like so have you do you have like information on that? Because I haven't like I don't hear like a lot of stuff about that, or maybe I don't watch
Like about
anything.
how to get one?
How to
Or
get it without like a brick and mortar store. I
I'm
don't
not
hear as
100%
many
sure.
cases.
You do have to apply there's like all these different distributors on the Pokemon website, Pokemon.com.
Yeah,
And right now, if you call them up, then of course they're going to deny you or they're going to give you almost nothing. But when the like bear market comes or whatever, I'm pretty sure you call them up and you have to talk to them about your entire your company, your website, how much sales you're doing, if you hit a certain like a sale threshold, or if enough of your actual space is dedicated to Pokemon, like in your home, then it becomes sort of a pseudo like Pokemon store. I'm not 100% sure. If anyone in the chat knows, that'd be awesome. Or if anyone in the future comments on this video, they'd be really curious. It'd be really good to hear like what the truth is, because I'm not 100% sure. And I don't want to give misinformation.
yeah. Like it does make sense that like there are some people who might take a chance on you if like your sales are good enough,
Mhm.
and then that would like really decrease your risk as a store owner because it's already like hard enough, because they force you to like they essentially force you to buy like the crap products like the decks and the deck sleeves, random
Mhm.
collection boxes people don't want. That like they're like you literally have to try to get like I remember like growing up and going to stores and not understanding how the business model worked. I saw all the like accessory items and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then like nowadays I'm just like, oh, that's the junk that like they wish they didn't have.
Yeah, it's mostly for TCG, and honestly, they're not the best products for TCG because they contain all this stuff for like very, very new players, beginners who are just learning the game, which is good because that's most people are playing. But for any advanced player or like professional player, it's useless. And to any collector or investor, it's also pretty useless.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's sometimes it's even other TCGs like Pokemon was just like I have this random like I don't even like I was like that's not even Pokemon. It's just like
Yeah, it can get weird with the distributors. I have no idea what the relationship with distributors is like. I definitely, it'd be nice to learn about that. Talk to someone who has a distributor who's been doing this for a while. That'd be really cool. Yeah.
yeah. I do agree though, like I think Rudy said that the if you do run a store, the trick is if you can do it for like 20 years, then just keep a little bit
Mm,
every release, and you'll have a
exactly.
good. like kind of retirement sort of amount of stuff.
Yeah, and then they say you can take that a step further, and if you actually don't have a real store, you don't have any overhead, you spend all that money back in the distributor, and you just keep cycling that distributor selling, and you keep holding a little bit onto it, and then you sell that and buy more, and sell that and buy more until eventually you're buying like $1 million worth of stuff every single set release. Then you can like very much fast track that, because that's why Pokiani said he's making like way more than he would have if he was an LGS owner even if he had this amount of sales because he has no overhead.
Yep.
hmm So it's pretty cool. It's interesting, the whole Pokemon market, how you can be an entrepreneur, businessman, businesswoman for Pokemon. It's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I still kind of wonder like how if you compare nowadays like distribution versus like just buying from LGSs when the Pokemon market is in a bear market, and then like kind of like investing that like to some extent, like which would you make more
Mhm.
money?
No, I think you would make a little bit more money because shipping and stuff, but the main point of getting a distributor is to build up a relationship with them until finally the bull market does hit, and then they're going to give you a lot more priority of product than some random guy who signs up because you already made that whole connection with them. You've already spent so much money with them. So it's kind of investing in the distributor for the future. A different type
Yeah,
of Pokemon investing. Yeah.
yeah. I just want to see like someone do like approximate numbers,
hmm
like in the
Oh
sense of
yeah, like real.
like because even in the bull market, like actually some LGSs they get like they don't get enough product to make money.
Oh
Like
yeah, it's
there's
brutal.
like Pokeani. I don't know if Danny Phantom also made videos on this, but like they just do the math. Is like normally like you would get, let's say like I'm doing fake numbers, but like let's say
Yeah,
normally you get 20 cases of this booster box, and you make like $5 a case or like $5 a box or $2 a box, and so like you do like 5 times 100 or whatever. Like,
yeah,
okay,
whatever.
I'm messing all the numbers,
It's
and you
okay,
make this amount of
whatever.
money. Versus like I get like one case and I made $50 per whatever, but now like I only have one case, so I make like nothing. Plus like Pokemon is like if you sell it at those prices, you might get labeled a scalper, and then people won't want to buy from you. So like taking that into account, like during the bull
hmm
runs, you don't necessarily make as much. I know like long term, if you make it through like the 20-year mark and save and other things, you can. But yeah, I just wanted to like get an idea of numbers because you have to like make up for like either be really efficient in your overhead, like Pokemon is, or you have to like learn also how to sell like those useless products. Also, like you have to diversify into other things. Like sometimes you can't rely on English; you have to work on Japanese. So you have to do on
exactly.
that.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm like, I wonder if someone will finally do numbers one day. Because
yeah.
yeah,
Maybe
but
when
I
I get
know
a
that
distributor, I can I can try.
yeah, because like yeah,
Yeah.
if you think about, okay, so I spent all this money on this product, but at the same time I could have bought like because like it was pretty easy to get like Paradox Rift, Squalaba Base Stellar Crown for like $100 or less. At the end of last year, like I actually got like some of those, and then like Pokemon, you'd be like, oh, I got some of them for like $80 a box
hmm
or whatever. And I was like, okay. Or like, a little before that, if I bought it, I would be like some like that's sometimes like $90 a box for some of those or 95. So like I'm still
Yeah.
paying more, but I didn't have like the extra cost of all the other things. So like
Mm.
because of that, like I want to know like the long term calculation how all that would work out.
Yeah. You actually mentioned Japanese product. I want to talk about Chinese product. How you feel about the whole new Chinese Pokemon market?
Yeah, actually, so I don't know as much about that, but I know that the main thing with the foreign products is like the promo cards that are exclusive. Like I
Mm,
remember seeing like an Arcanine at some point that was exclusive to China. Like actually, they've been like pumping a lot of Chinese products lately.
mm-hmm.
Because I know like with foreign products they have to play a catch up game. They didn't have the full release cycle, so it's like, oh, we're gonna combine like 151 is now being released like air quotes in not like not right now, but like because they're so far behind in like the sets. Like, oh, we're gonna release 151 now officially. Now these new 151 cards come out, and there's a special promotion card or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them do really well. All I really know about the Chinese products is that sometimes they do really well, other times they'll flop. It really is like Pokemon said, mainly the promos that do well. And I remember watching just this one video. They're like, oh, the 25th anniversary box did really well for some reason.
That's brutal. Yeah, that would. I was gonna buy a couple boxes of that because it was the celebration of TCG. It had so many like TCG things in it, and I was so close to buying a few of them, but I was like, now I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for some time, and now it's like $1,000 a box, and I'm so upset I didn't buy one.
You know, that's crazy because like celebrations never really took off
Hmm.
that much, like that well. After like celebrations,
It
actually,
wasn't really celebration. It was more like a celebration of the TCG because it had the TCG promo card. It had all the TCG cards throughout the years that were good in Worlds. So it wasn't like the celebrations, but I know what you
oh,
mean. It didn't
that's
have any
why.
really. I think it had one booster box of Surging Sparks. It had a Surging Sparks booster box in it, but no actual like new exclusive packs.
I see. Um,
Yeah.
because I know for the English, so because I was getting back into Pokemon around 2020, like the end of like kind of when the bear market was like starting. I feel like,
Hmm.
um, and I was doing my research. I was like, it seems like the two best sets are Evolving Skies and Celebrations, and I chose Celebrations. And it's like one of the saddest decisions ever. Like, oh my god, why did I buy? Like, they're just like Celebrations could do so well. I was like, yeah, and then I was like,
Yeah, well, I guess it happens. You learn from it. It's tough at the beginning because you make so many mistakes that not cost you money, but would have made you so much more money, or in theory made you money if you sell it. But honestly, it's really about a learning experience for the first few years if you actually stick in here for the long term, because it all kind of like blends into the background when you only have so much capital and you can't really do much with that capital. But once you get into the game for a while and you keep investing, keep reinvesting, once you get there for like 5, 10 years and you become like basically a pro at it, it all becomes so much easier. You forget the mistakes. It just becomes just better for you by learning from your past mistakes. So it's nothing to worry about, I don't think.
yeah, yeah. I've kind of accepted at this point, and I'm sure I'm still gonna learn more. It took a while to learn like don't buy the collection boxes for the most part. Aim for like booster boxes or booster box cases.
Mhm.
Um, I bought a little too much. Like I bought Destined Rivals a little too high. Like I bought like 275 a box. I bought less of it. For, like I bought like 6 cases, but I bought like 275 a booster box, and I was like, oh no, like that was when like that was the start of when like at release date all the booster boxes, all the products would go down. Like Journey to Guard did it, Destined Rivals did it. Now Black,
Yeah.
and I'm sure Black Bolt White Flare is gonna do it at release date. Just gonna
Yeah.
go down even
Hmm.
more.
Hmm.
Um, because like before that, like it was a little easier to just get it like a little cheaper than release. No, Journey Together I was able to get a little cheaper than release initially. Like I was able to get like 175 a booster box from like a normal kind of store. Um, and but yeah, just a lot of mistakes. And also you'll realize that some of the things you think are mistakes might end up turning to be really good.
Yeah, like celebrations might go to $1,000 in ETB all of a sudden.
Yeah. Uh, but
Yeah.
yeah, and then like you kind of have to dollar cost average because like my Evolving Skies box kind of made up for like I only spent like 1 or 2K that time because I was really timid back then. Like and that was also part of the experience, like just buying and being like you've never spent that much money on Pokemon, and you're like, this is scary. Am I crazy? Like what am I doing? Why am I spending like so much money on like a case or whatever? And then you kind of get used to it, and
Hmm.
yeah, but it's
Yeah.
definitely part of the experience, and I think a lot of people like that's why a lot of the over time the other YouTubers they make more sense. They're like it's long term investing. Um, just buy something. If you never buy something, like you're gonna be a Timmy. You're gonna be like, oh, like I should have. Like I'm gonna wait all that, and then like it's really true. Like they're like the biggest regret is like I should have bought more. A lot of the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love putting my money into Pokemon because I don't have like a real job. I just work at the YMCA, and everything I make goes back into Pokemon, which I'm always happy about because it always appreciates, and I always love looking at things in my collection. One of my favorite cards in my collection is not even a card with value. It's just the Regidrago V Alt Art in a PSA 10. I have a CGC 10 as well. I think it's yeah, it's right here. Grab it. I have it. Oh, just the Reggie Drago. I don't know if I can get this in shot.
Oh,
I
that's
love
from
this
Sword
card
and
so much.
Shields.
I don't know why I love this. It's from Solar Tempest. It has a little, I think, Lugia in the background. I love this card so much. It was the second video I ever made on my channel just talking about how much I love this card. And it's crazy how you can have things that aren't as valuable that you can still love and appreciate. I think that's so cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll put that right there.
yeah. There's sometimes people who just recommend like sometimes you there's like a clear, obvious choice of what to invest in, and
Hmm.
sometimes it's just like if you're not sure, sometimes try to make sure you at least enjoy it to some extent.
Hmm.
Therefore, even if it doesn't go up for a while, it makes it easier. Like, okay, I don't even care if this card goes up or like whatever. I just like looking at it for years and then like check
Yeah,
five
yeah.
years later and see what the price is, and maybe you're like, oh, cool, I just paid off like this thing.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that, like, not to shill this card, but I'm surprised this card isn't more because it's, I guess for USD, it's like 65, 60 USD. I bought it for like $40 USD, and it's still super, super cheap considering the pop report's like 2 to 4K. I don't know what it is right now, but the pop report's super low. It's an alt art from Silver Tempest. It has Lugia in the background. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool.
Mm.
So I think there's so many hidden gems that even though this is such a bull market where everyone's investing in everything, no matter if it's promo cards or whatever, I think it's still so cool that you can find other hidden gems in the hobby.
Yeah, yeah. Like I, since I'm not like a singles expert, it's like I
Mhm.
over time I want to get better at just seeing the patterns of like what cards are like opportunities. And I look for people who have a good track record. Like Nostalgianomics is kind of my main source for singles
Mhm.
because I went through like his old videos. Because I started watching like a year ago, but to vet him out, I watched his old videos and I was like, oh shoot, a lot of the stuff he said actually came true. He'll talk about singles, he'll talk about sealed, like he definitely was talking about Paldea Evolve for a long time. So I'm like, okay, so he sees its opportunity, he sees its pattern for Sword and Shield. Like he told me about the pattern where like a lot of singles will shoot up and then they'll correct, but they
Mhm.
won't like if like the moon is like $1,000, it goes to 1,500. It won't go back to 1,000. It'll correct somewhere in between, like maybe
Yeah.
1,200.
A new
So
high, a new low.
yeah, and then
High.
his strategy is like if it's like if it drops back down and stabilizes, and by then, even though you spent more than $1,000, you know it's like the new low. And I was like, oh yeah, that is kind of guaranteeing that you probably won't lose money on a lot of it, like if you do
Mm.
that enough.
Yeah. Total investing is so cool. Like it's so interesting. I honestly think that in the future this will be like I think it could be a real investing market. Like I think that not stockbrokers, but like stock agencies could be diversifying into Pokemon. This is a little far-fetched, but there also could be like a Pokemon crypto stock or a Pokemon stock one day that just invests in all the boxes of Pokemon's history. I don't know about that, but I just think that this could expand a lot more. Do you think it could or anything?
The main things I've heard about that are Logan Paul. He bought like the $1 million cards. Like he has a Pokemon Illustrator.
Yeah, yeah.
For like I don't know 2 to 5 mil, and
Hmm.
I think that he does like this share on it. Like he has a share system on it, so people have
Yeah.
partial ownership of that card.
I heard that was just a scam though.
Oh, okay. So I didn't
No, no,
actually.
like not a scam, but like I mean, basically people were giving him his money to have just like a share in the card, but they never got to see it. They never got to touch it or feel it. And they're basically just giving him their money so that he can hold it and then invest it himself and make more money off it. Not like a scam, but then they tried to refund themselves and Logan Paul was giving it. There's a whole thing with it, but I understand what you mean. Just kind of just getting a share in boxes or cards. I just kind of meant like a share in Pokemon as a whole almost, which is just the Nintendo stock. So I don't know what I'm getting on about. I'm
Oh,
just rambling.
I see. Yeah, no, but like, I've thought about that too. It's there was an interview on Nostalgianomics. There was like this business guy, and I don't watch a lot of their streams, but pretty much he's just a business guy. He's not into Pokemon, but he's into it because he just is like, yeah. It's sometimes nice when just business people come in because like I don't even care about this cardboard, guys. But I looked at the fundamentals and whatever numbers are looking at, like it's a good investment. He was like, I thought about it, and like the reason why Pokemon does so well sometimes is because it's like it's an inefficient market. Like an efficient market is like if the price goes up somewhere, then like people will buy it up, or like they'll price adjust it so like the price will level out. So there's no real opportunity. Like the stock market works a little like that. There's different places you can buy stocks. The price will probably like level out a little bit in general. But for Pokemon, like it's not efficient. Like
Mhm.
people will get like different prices all the time. Um, and he was like, okay, so what if we could make like an actual Pokemon marketplace where like it was a little more like stocks, like you could make it more liquid. And he was like, oh, it'd be really hard because it'd be too expensive. You'd have to like get like a warehouse to store all the Pokemon. And then maybe people have shares of a case or something, but you have to protect them, have security, have air conditioning or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
and then he was like, yeah, it would just be too expensive. That's why Pokemon will like always. in his words, he was like, it'll be an inefficient market for a while, and that's why there's a lot of opportunity. There's also you mentioned yeah, if you're in the hobby long enough, then you can like reap a lot of benefits. Yeah, I hear a lot of people say a lot of people get out of the hobby within like 1 or 2 years.
Yeah, which is really, I guess that makes sense because it's kind of they come for the bull run, they enjoy all the kind of cool stuff and they dip. But yeah, it's interesting that they just
Yeah,
stay for such a short time.
I mean, like that was technically me because like it. Yeah, I bought some. I wasn't just gonna give it away, so I just put it in my closet or whatever. But
Hmm.
like it was like I went through a bear one already because I looked at the value of my boxes. I was like the only thing that went up was the Fluffy Sky. Everything else was like less or whatever. And I was like, what's going on? Like, did I?
Hmm.
And then I realized I like bought too high for certain things. Um, but yeah, I was just like, yeah, I'm not buying more Pokemon cards during this time. So I like missed out on like Lost Origin and Silver Times when they were cheap. And I was just
Yeah.
like, yeah, and then 151, I could have bought so much of it back in the day.
I heard about that. I didn't buy any of that because I guess I wasn't really into the investing side. I don't actually ever feel bad about missing out on stuff because you just look ahead. I feel like looking back on it is only good for reflection and not for hurting yourself and beating yourself up over it. Because like I always buy a case of every PCTB when it comes out. Now you can't buy a case, but I used to buy a case of every PCTB. And the sets I skipped were Pokemon 151, Prismatic, and I think Obsidian Flames. And they're like the three most expensive PCTVs. And I'm just like, okay, I made a mistake. Next time, just buy them all, even if you don't really truly necessarily believe in them. Just, buy one of every set and just trust that the market will do something about them. But yeah, it
Yeah,
happens. It happens.
yeah, you
Mhm.
gotta just take time to learn the lessons.
Yeah.
Like there's reasons why people do things in certain ways, and
Hmm.
you don't necessarily have to copy them, but eventually, if you're in here long enough, you'll learn the wisdom. Like, I was like, buy every set, but I know which one will do well. It's like, oh well, I skipped Twilight Masquerade, and then I
Mm.
guess and then the PC ETBs. I was really skeptical at first. I was like, I just didn't really want to pay like emotionally. I didn't really want to pay like $60 ATB plus tax.
Hmm.
And then I saw someone saying it would go so well. I was like, yeah, whatever. And I was like, oops, I could have bought some money. Um,
Yes.
and then I'm just like, yeah, I'm sorry I see things similar. I'm like, yeah, just buy them and they'll just go up, and you
Mhm.
don't stress about it. Like it'll even out, and eventually you'll have enough that you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah. What's one card or box in your collection that you're really happy you have, whether it be just investing or more of just you're just happy to own it?
I don't have a lot of cards, but yeah, I told you this beforehand that the only thing that the main Pokemon I've opened in the last couple of years was a Celebrations ETB that I
Hmm.
got from my girlfriend at the time. And I pulled the Charizard, which is like a replica of the original base set Charizard. So I was happy because I never pulled a base set Charizard. So that's card wise. That's the main one because I don't have that many cards. I have like this PSA 10 Umbreon from Brilliant Stars, which isn't worth that much, but it's like I think it's like the second or third top chase. I just
Okay.
happened to get that in a random trade for some Korean 150. I have like a ton of Korean 151 boxes, which
Yeah,
no one wants, but hopefully when 151 goes out of prints, people will want it because people want like EV heroes
that's
from.
true. Yeah.
So I'm just waiting for that, but like yeah, I just have like so much
Uh-huh.
151
I have
Korean.
a Korean Dream League over there just sitting on my shelf.
Which set is that in like
It's
English?
basically Cosmic. It's half of Cosmic Eclipse.
Oh,
Or I
nice.
guess it would be, no, I think it's all of Cosmic Eclipse in Dream League. Mhm.
No, it's still like that's like XY or Sun. Wait,
No.
it's still
Yeah.
really old, so it has to be worth like. And I
No,
know
it's
Cosmic is
really
really
cheap
low.
because it's the Korean version. It's only like I bought it for $50.
Oh,
Yeah, so it should
like
maybe be a little more.
recently?
Yeah, I bought it like 2 months ago, 2-ish months
Oh,
ago. Yeah,
okay.
so the Korean products are really, really cheap still.
Yeah, yeah. I noticed that they're still pretty cheap. It's funny though. Like some of the like Japanese and Korean products, they end up being as expensive as like normal English packs when they're like MSRP sometimes at this point.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it's like, why would you buy that? You could just buy an English one.
Hmm.
As far as like boxes,
Like cases even. Because I heard you have a lot of cases,
I
so.
have, I have, I have some Paldea Evolved cases. First prints or first print run.
Mhm.
So those are nice. I actually sold some cases, because someone wants them, and then like after that, I like said these aren't for sale anymore.
Yeah.
um, And I used to have a 151 UPC. I got rid of that. I traded for some Blueing Waters. I don't have a lot of English 151. Um, I have some
Yeah.
Japanese. I like the Japanese 151 boxes, but I
Yeah, I
don't
like
think they've
them.
appreciated as much as some of the other things. But I do like them because I really like how the Master Ball's in there. I think I've just
Yeah.
heard they're really enjoyable to open.
I like the Master Balls in 151 and Black Bolt and White Flare a lot more than the ones in Prismatic. I don't like the Prismatic ones in my
Oh, no
opinion.
one, no one likes the Prismatic.
Yeah. Some YouTubers talking about they're upset that they are not bringing back the old ones, and I'm like, I don't think anyone's with you, man. I'm sorry. I don't think anyone thinks the same way as you.
Yeah, like Prismatic, they just I don't know if they did it on purpose. Like it's really interesting because yeah, the main reason why Prismatic is so hard is because there's no illustration rares, and so you
Yeah.
just get like EX cards and like Master Balls and Pokeballs. Um,
Mhm.
but it's funny because like everyone thinks Sword and Shield is so good, but Sword and Shield like the pull rates are so bad.
Yeah, it's brutal. Yeah, it's really bad.
So like in some ways, like the if you just look at the sets and not think about like other things, oh no, the Zoom call. If you just look at the sets, it's like obviously Prismatic is like the closest thing to Evolving Skies 2.0. Like if you just look at like the set characteristics, like
Yeah.
EV
Yeah.
evolutions, EV evolutions, like as far as other things, I don't know the value will be long term, but as far as like just the card content, you're like duh. Like all the EV evolution, all arts, all the EV evolution arts.
And it's just
Um,
really high chase, or say really high. You need a lot of packs to open them. It's
yeah,
low hit
but
rates.
it's funny because like they made the pull rates really bad, just like a voice guy. So it's like
Yeah.
I was like thinking, was that on purpose? Like, did they
I think
just
it could
want?
have been. They said God packs also played a factor because some of them have like nine
Yeah,
altereds in just one pack, and that's messing up all the data. But I have no idea what the Pokemon company is doing.
yeah.
They're yeah,
Part of me just thought like they just got lazy and they're like, we put so much work in this. Like it's like when you spend like a lot of work on one part of a project and you're just like, I'm done. I spent so much researching on this part. Screw the conclusion. Screw the like whatever. Like I'm just gonna
yeah.
wing that part.
I've done that so many times, and yeah, it's crazy. They could have done that. I feel like they're a little smarter about it. I feel like they wanted to mimic Evolving Skies, the bad pull rates, the evolutions. So I think that they know what they're doing, I think. Yeah. Do
Uh,
we have any chat questions
yeah,
by any
I'm
chance?
looking at the chat right now. Bobby's zeros. Well, there's no questions, but Bobby Zero just like keep Pokemon off the blockchain. LOL. I like my shiny cardboard.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah, maybe don't make it into into the next Bitcoin.
I like I don't know like
Pokecoin.
people are definitely gonna try.
Yeah, yeah.
I I think I really it does feel like there's something to like physical product that is definitely like scarce that it's gonna be hard to replace.
Mhm.
But if anyone ever figures it out, like it'd be crazy. Like there's TCG Pocket, which I haven't played, but I like some people think it's like it really impacted a lot of the bull run. Some
I
people
think it did,
don't.
yeah.
I think it definitely did to some extent. I don't know the full effect. I don't really cover it much, but
Hmm.
I was addicted to Pokemon Go years after
Yeah.
it came out. I wasn't like I played it when it came out, but I knew I would get addicted, so I stopped playing like 3 days after because I had to like study for some stuff because I was doing like a career transition. So I was like, I do not have time to play this. I know I'll be playing this every day.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
but then I moved somewhere. I just wanted to do something, and it got me walking. So yeah, I like sped run that. That's like it's like level 40 was the main high level, so I got to that in like 2 or 3 months. I was just so addicted to that. So I get and then so I remember all like the little gotchas of like, oh, log in every day and you get this thing, and then there's these special events and you have to like look it up and you should like make friends and stuff because you have benefits for that. I'm like, oh, I see all the gimmicks. Like, oh, you get one pack
Yeah.
per day, and like pay to play. It'd
Yeah.
be so much easier. Why you just pay us? And
Yeah, man. They're smart. The Pokemon company definitely knows what they're doing in terms of just making money. They definitely know what to do. I actually have a question for you if you don't have anything. Actually, we only have 6 minutes left in this Zoom meeting. Do you want to leave and rejoin, or should we just kind
um,
of wrap it up, maybe?
what do you think, dude? I don't know how your energy level is.
Uh, I'm probably like I could do this for another half an hour or something.
Okay. All right. We'll try leaving and rejoining then, and you can ask.
Okay.
We'll let you ask some questions.
We'll be back, chat. Please stay. Do not leave. We'll be back in less than a minute. Through.
All right. Just restart. Eventually, I will. Did I have any more questions? I'm looking. All right, we're back.
Okay, chat. Come on, we're back. We're back here. Don't worry. We were only gone for a couple seconds.
All right, so you have some questions.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask, what do you think is the like most underrated or like top pick, top box, top card that you'd invest in or tell other people to invest in?
Wait, does it have to be underrated
No, it
or?
could just be like really obvious, but people don't. Yeah.
Um, I think it's so Nosodonomics. I keep referencing like other, but I mean a lot of my information honestly comes from like just the people who are there before me because I'm still like kind of newish to Pokemon. I'm just a little obsessed with it, but
Yeah.
um, he said that at some point it becomes a little obvious what are the most likely boxes that are going to do the best. And
Mhm.
history does repeat itself. So like a lot of times if you look at like oh Sword and Shield's like quote unquote the best era ever, um, a lot of things that happened in Sword and Shield with like all the price runs and stuff happened in like the previous era and then stuff that happened in the previous era as well. Maybe not exactly the same, but as far as like
Mhm.
boxes like skyrocketing, that tends to happen. Um so yeah, he said that someone asked a question. He said, "Yeah, it's true that at some point it becomes a little obvious. Like Fusion Strike, people didn't fully expect that it'd be number
Mm.
two,
Mhm.
but other and then Chilling Rain, people like didn't expect it. But otherwise, like Evolving Skies, everyone kind of knew pretty straight ahead that it was going to be probably one of the best. And then so right now, like Paldea Evolves, is like pretty obviously like seems like in that vein. Like there's going to be some dark horses. I think like hey, I don't know, like
Yeah.
like the Solid Knowledge thinks that Paradox Rift might become like a Chilling Rain.
I don't think so, bro. I don't like Paradox Rift and Temporal that much. I think they're okay.
Yeah, I don't like them either. And like when I was doing the daily market updates, I would notice that like Stellar, the main confusing ones for me were Obsidian Flame and Stellar Crown. I was like, why are these keep going up?
Yeah, they're not that great. Like they're pretty
But
lackluster
when I
sets.
look at them, like it's I think it's like the 151 effects where Obsidian Flames has just like if you don't look at the value, it just has like a lot of nice looking ish cards from like the original 151.
Mhm.
Um, and and Stellar Crown has the Squirtle and the Bulbasaur, which people want
I guess
open.
so, yeah.
And both of those sets, they're the smaller sets, so they're easy to open. So they're just
That's
like if
true.
you don't want to, if you want a fun time, there's
Mm.
some things you actually want to have, and then like so I think that's part of the reason why they went up so much versus like
Yeah.
Paradox and Temporal. I agree, I don't like those cards. I like Entei and all this stuff from like
Yeah, yeah.
Gen two,
But
but
I don't like,
I want like the actual Entei. I don't want like a
yeah, I don't want
walking
this weird
wake.
long neck Raikou.
Yeah, um,
Yeah.
but I
What
think
do you think?
that's
Mm.
oh
I would say, what do you think is the best Scarlet Violet set so far? Because I guess it's over. Scarlet Violet is over.
Oh yeah, it's pretty much over now. So if I narrow it down, so the options I would choose from are Paldea Evolved. So booster box sets first. So Paldea Evolved, Twilight, Surging, and Destined. I think those are like the best main set ones. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
I think we have a lot of good specialty ones.
Oh
Sword
yeah,
and
for
Shield didn't
sure.
have. Sword and Shield only had like Crown Zenith.
It was yeah, that was
Um,
at the very end, man. Yeah.
but yeah, 151, Paldean Fates, and Prismatic for specialty sets. So I think one of those, Paldean Fates is probably not the top one out of the specialty sets. So probably 151 Prismatic. Kind of depends. Like 151 is
Hmm.
more enjoyable, but Prismatic has like you can't ignore it. Like the Solidonomics says all the time, you can't really ignore the total dollar value of
Yeah.
Prismatic
Yeah, it's
evolutions.
true.
And I think long term, like that scarcity thing for it might have a good effect, or because it's
Hmm.
always gonna be a big chase.
Yeah, it's true. And God Packs, the first set with God Packs, the first English set with Master Balls. Yeah.
Yeah, and people like I've seen it happen so many times. Like I just laugh. People are like a lot of people tell me I'm done with prismatic, and I'm like okay,
You
and
don't
like
with
so
prismatic until it triples in value.
or like well I mean don't or they're like oh well I bought some booster bundles because like just cause.
Mm.
And I'll be like opening wise, like they're just like I'm done. I'm like oh, so you're a reason why
Oh.
we still have prismatic so expensive because you guys still want to pull it. Because they're I've always seen like a stronger alert to like the really hard sets. Like that's why they exist.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I would say prismatic or 151 would be near top especially sets. I'm just trying to narrow it down. And then for English, I think Twilight is worse than some of them. So it just comes down to Paldea, Surging, and Destined.
Hmm.
Uh, I'm not.
You don't have to do like the exact. Just try to do a rough estimate. Just like so those three on top. That's good enough, I think.
It would be like those five for like all of it probably. So 151 Prismatic, and then Paldea, Surging, and Destined. And I'm not
Hmm.
fully sure what the ranking order would be.
Yeah, it's okay. Those are pretty much tough. I actually don't understand why people like Paldea Vault. I don't really. I only like the Magikarp, and I feel like that's the only chase card in the set. I don't know. Like, can you explain why people like Paldea Vault more?
I'm in the same boat. I did not like Paldea. Actually, I'm still kind of like Paldea is like okay, like in my mind.
Hmm.
But it's just a big chase card, like the Magikarp, especially with the low grading
Mm,
of the
yeah.
PSA. Like Magikarp PSA 10 is really hard to grade. Otherwise, also you're thinking, well, it's a Magikarp. Like it's not like a like it's not like a legendary or whatever. It's a Magikarp,
Yeah.
but something normally says because of all the illustration rares, it has like the most illustration rares.
Yeah, it has the
Um,
hardest pull rate.
and I think that just the conditions surrounding it, like I think instead of it actually being like one of the best sets, part of it is just gonna be like a hype thing. Like I always think of Bitcoin when it
Yeah.
comes to this. Like Bitcoin, I've heard isn't actually that great of a blockchain coin or whatever, but people will still buy it for like I feel like forever, unless blockchain totally dies because like when they think of investing, they'll think of Bitcoin or Ethereum. Those are the main ones that come to or
Mm.
XRP nowadays. If
Oh
you know
yeah.
nothing about it, you're just like, oh, I should buy Bitcoin, or
Yeah, I
like, what's
guess
the
that's
price of
true.
Bitcoin? Like
Good
because
point.
everyone knows that there's the like penny stock sort of options. Like there's always going to be like the 1 cent coin or whatever that could go to the
Hmm.
moon, but otherwise you just want to go for like the main thing.
Yeah.
So for Paldea, like like it's in one of the sets that like is out of rotation, not gonna be reprinted. The other sets can still be reprinted to some extent,
Mm.
and like I've said in a lot of my videos, it's just like an obvious place to park your money because
Yeah.
like that's where all the smarter money is going toward the older sets. If you can get a good deal in the newer sets, sure, but yeah, I would not want to invest in like anything newer than
Hmm.
like temporal or like paradox unless there was like a special situation like if you get MSRP sure otherwise you're probably buying a little too high
Hmm.
it might have a reprint and because those extra years make a big difference it could be like a 2 year like lead on some of the other sets.
Yeah, I don't own any Scarlet and Violet sets except a case of Surging Sparks because I all put my money into the Sword and Shield era and beyond. So I should probably get on to buying some, but I honestly I don't know what to do at this point if I should just keep investing in Sword and Shield and X, Y, and Sun and Moon, or go back into Scarlet and Violet. I'm not sure at this point.
So I'll so since I haven't been doing that because I have what Rudy calls price memory. It feels too painful for me to like buy. Like
Mm.
it's really bad because before Fusion Strike and all those went up, like when they're still 500, I actually saw the signs pretty clearly, and like a lot for market opportunities like that. Like let's say it's a 4 or 5 day market opportunity, I was like a day one or day two person. Where like if I
Mm.
have was able to get those prices, like I would have been pretty safe. But I didn't buy any just because like I wasn't really accustomed to buying them. But I had the information. I was like, I'm pretty sure all the signs are leading to these are about to jump like a lot, and then they did jump by a lot. They
Mm.
corrected, but if you bought them at the $500, like you bought Fusion at 500, who cares that it went back to like seven? It's like 750 now. So I'm still up like 50% over
Yeah, it doesn't
like
matter.
um Like, how are you getting your product? And like, oh, what are you buying? Because like, yeah, I'm not investing in any like Sword and Shield outside like what I got like last year. So I'm just like curious, like, what you're getting, how you're getting it.
I the only way I get my product is through Marketplace. That's the like Facebook Marketplace. That's where I've gotten like 85% of my deals. Just going on Marketplace, buying or selling. It's like my main thing. Uh, I bought all three of my Evolving Skies on Marketplace. I bought all my Origin. I bought all Fusion. I bought my XY boxes, my Sun Moon boxes, everything on Marketplace. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, so, and
Yeah.
then so when did you like what prices were you getting on them, or
For
do you remember any?
Evolving Skies, I bought it late because I was late to the trend. I bought them at 1700. Oh, sorry, this is Canadian. I bought them for around 1200 to 1100 to 1400 USD per Evolving Skies box.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you're getting
it's
some good
converted in my
deals.
head. It's like zero point 0.7 times whatever I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then for like sorry.
Oh no, no, keep going, keep going.
I was thinking for like Lost Origin, I got them for around 400 USD. I think 400 USD. And the best investment I've ever made, I think, in my opinion, was just recently. This guy selling he had two XY boxes. He had Ancient Origins and he had Primal Clash. He was selling Primal Clash for 1.8K and Lost or Ancient Origins for like 1.8K as well. They're basically almost the same price. So I bought both of them, and now I think Ancient Origin box is almost 5K. So that's the
The
best
mega
investment.
evolutions, yeah.
Yeah, because they've just spiked up. And honestly, it was one of the first sets I've opened and enjoyed because I've opened like since again I think I told you earlier, but I opened since the black and white era. But that was I think the first booster box I ever opened, Ancient Origins. So to get a box of it like 7, 8 years later and have in my collection to see that it's basically gone from $100 box to almost a $5,000 box is crazy. It's crazy to see just the hobby doesn't stop. It doesn't keep. It just keeps growing. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, yeah. If I were to get into XY Sword and Shield, that's how I would do. I would go to Marketplace. I
Mm.
just, yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't. I bought like nothing to Marketplace. Most of my stuff was just online. There is a question about XY and Sun and Moon.
Mhm.
So Snorax Haven said, "What are your opinions on selling XY and Sun and Moon booster boxes for newer sets? XY continues to go crazy, so I'm debating selling or holding off for a bit longer."
Well, I would say it depends on the XY or Sun Moon sets. If you have Sun and Moon sets that are kind of like, no offense, but kind of like like Sun and Moon base, Guardians Rising. I think Burning Shadows is the higher end. I think that what's it called? Celestial Storm is way overpriced. I think Ultra Prism is like right at the right price. Team Up, you could probably sell to buy some Sword and Shield era stuff. What else is there? There's the Unified Minds, Unbroken Bonds. I think still have a lot of room to grow. Cosmic Eclipse, I think, is still underrated. But if you're talking about XY era, I think that Phantom Forces you could sell because I think it's at a point where the price is a little too high. It's kind of like a modern day Celestial Storm where the price doesn't exactly make sense for the booster box's intrinsic value. Because yes, you have the Gengar, you have the Metal Dialga, but I do feel like Phantom Forces at almost 10K is just way too much. You could diversify into like the newer stuff as you're mentioning. But if you have more like Primal Clash, if you have AO, if you have uh I was thinking Breakthrough, Breakpoint. I think those are still good holds. I think Steam Siege, I know it's a meme at this point, but Steam Siege, in my opinion, is still a pretty good hold because it's still so low compared to the rest. I think Fate's Collide is still great. I wouldn't sell anything in the XY era yet. That's my opinion. I'm not selling any of my XY stuff for newer stuff. I think that the newer stuff is going to go down even more once we hit like not a bear market, but definitely I think some of the newer stuff is going to dip. What do you think about that, Pokeball?
So I don't keep up to date with like all the older sets, so it's
Hmm.
good to have someone who's like a little more informed on it. But yeah, my first instinct is like if you see that it's a good trade because it kind of depends like what you're trading for what, then it might be worth it. Um like if you were to trade like a if you like back in the day a little bit, like if you were to trade some of the worser sets for Evolving Skies and just trade for equal value at that time, then yeah, Evolving Skies would have like gone up more probably. So if you can get like a good trade like that, possibly.
Yeah.
Although like if you ever wanted those boxes back, it is probably harder to reverse your trade because it is a lot easier to get modern
Mhm.
stuff, but it's way harder to get like other things. Um, for the
Yeah.
newer stuff, like yeah, I guess like there's that caveat. Like for stuff like after a certain point, like especially after surging, but like even maybe like after temporal or after paradox, like that stuff's like too risky to trade for the most part, unless you get a really good deal like MSRP
Yeah.
or better.
Mhm.
But for the older stuff, yeah, I would just want it to be like I've seen the trends, and if you see a good opportunity, maybe like take it. Like oh, um, my like ancient origins. If you think that like they went for the mega evolutions, because I did a small video on that, and I was like, oh, I think it's because of mega evolutions. Like if you think that's about to
Mhm.
go down, then sure. If something's undervalued in modern and overvalued in like, then you just switch it up and possibly you'll make money that way. Probably
Mhm.
shouldn't sell unless you like want to just get out of Pokemon or need the money. But if you
Mhm.
want
Yeah.
to, if you think it's gonna do better, then sure. Like,
Yeah.
but
That's a
you
trust
probably
your
want to
gut.
do your research or whatever, or just have a really good
Yeah.
deal.
But generally, as like the longer a Pokemon box is out for, the more the multiplier is gonna go up. So anything from right now, Sword and Shield, it's like 2 to 10x, and then anything in Sun and Moon is like 4 to 20x, and then anything in XY is like around 5 to 30x, and then it just keeps going and going. So I think that the longer you keep, usually the better it gets. But if you have, again, as you said, a good opportunity, or you can get something when you know, like if you're getting Paradox Wrist at $90, then of course that is a much better investment than waiting for, another 5 years for your XY blocks to go up. But it all depends on if you need the money and if you feel good about another set. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Hmm.
it kind of depends, and like if you're getting them on Facebook Marketplace, not everyone's getting the same opportunities, because it kind of depends on where you
Hmm.
are. I met someone in my area
Hmm.
who drives around the whole um kind of like good mile radius, and he's like he got a bunch of the Sword and Shield boxes. I was like, did you get like the last Sword and Shield case? He's like, I got all these guys cases, I got Fusion Strike cases, all this stuff. And I was like, did you just like pick up the rest of it in this area? So it also just depends on like the deals you can get, but it does
Hmm.
feel like I don't know, I do feel like there is some sort of optimal. I feel like I want to see the data for this one day, but I have heard that like modern does have like more potential than some of the more vintage stuff at some points. It just you're not really sure
Hmm.
when. But
I
either
think,
way, like
yeah.
just getting in early enough is kind of the most important because both of them will go up. If you don't
Hmm.
buy, then you're kind of in the worst position than if you're just waiting. You're
Yeah,
like, oh, which one should I buy? It's like okay, now you lost all the gains because a lot of the gains
exactly.
happened while you're just waiting.
Hmm. Yeah, and I also think that I think black and white and half of XY are kind of you can sell them because they've reached a point where I don't think they can really go up any more within the next like little while. But I also at the same time think that like this Scarlet and Violet era is pretty volatile that it could crash, it could go up even more. The summertime could hit and people could start selling. And I think that the older sets would be more protected in that bear market.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah. Any uh, any other chat questions? Chat, do we have any more questions?
There is a Final Fantasy comment. Just buy that Final Fantasy. I don't know much about Final Fantasy, but I started covering it a little bit just because like I saw a TCG player. It's like the first option for like when you saw like if it's the first thing on the list, it's like usually it's really
Well,
popular. Like I remember seeing Surging Sparks there.
mm,
And like Ryu talk about. So I was like, okay, I'm not really into Magic, but Final Fantasy is having so much hype that
hmm.
like I'm just gonna cover it just because like I think people want to like hear. I've also seen some other Poke YouTubers like cover it a little bit just because
Yeah.
it's like it's news that people want to hear about.
Yeah, I've heard I've heard Final Fantasy is doing pretty well. I think it's gone from like 600 to almost 1200. Do you know if that's right?
It's I think it's like 13. It's like 12 or 1300 right now.
Okay. So it's basically doubled, but I don't know how much. I mean, I don't play Magic or anything, but I don't know how much more it could really go above that MSRP price. And like doubling is pretty good. The doubling in any other investment is insane in stocks or crypto or housing even. That's pretty insane. But in Pokemon, I feel like that's every other like 6 months, some product doubles. So I do think that it's a great investment if you know what you're doing, but I don't know almost anything about Final Fantasy.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sticking to try not to invest in things that you don't like. Invest in things that you know the most about. For me right
Hmm.
now, that's Pokemon. But I like it tempts me to learn more about Magic in case there are any like things. But Rudy has this whole channel where he loves Magic and he wishes it would go up. He's always like hasn't gone up. Pokemon's like best investment, guys.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I did have one last question that I forgot to ask. So since you're in Canada, there's been all these talk about tariffs and like also
Hmm.
Canada not getting as much products. Like is any like have you experienced any of that stuff like Target products? Because
Uh,
I hear people here like you guys actually get restocks at Target or whatever. We get nothing, or
yeah,
like the tariffs are just
yeah.
messed us up so much.
Yeah, I don't, man, we don't get any products anymore. Even my LGSs, they got like, and they're huge. They have 100-player TCG events. Like they have insanely large. I think they said some of the largest in all of North America, and they're not still like barely getting enough product to keep in business and to keep going. The community is really keeping them there. And I know that if you go into Target or Walmart or any other place, it's not even that they're gone because of the scalpers. It's like they were never there to begin with. And but it doesn't really affect me personally because I'm not buying into the Scarlet and Violet era that much. I'm not really buying Dust and Rivals or Journey Together right now. And I'm mostly buying Japanese products, which actually aren't tariff because Japan and Canada aren't at a tariff war. So I'm actually getting things for the same price as I'm normally getting it, while people like Poke Any or whatever, any other US seller actually has to pay tariffs on it soon. So I kind of feel like I'm in an advantage for my position personally, but I do know that a lot of people who are like collecting, investing, who want the newer stuff are really suffering because of that, and I feel bad. But at the same time, I'm like, both countries have such different political states that I have no idea which is better, which is worse. I just know that I'm trying my best with the Japanese stuff.
Okay, yeah, I haven't done that much research on it. I just like Poke and these videos, and I was just like, yeah, I don't have much experience. I just like the tariffs just affect me, and like some prices went higher, but otherwise, Pokemon's been like really hard to get anyway the last
Hmm.
couple of months. So yeah, I'm not buying anything really right now. That Dust and Rivals thing, I bought 6 cases. I was like, yeah, like I agree with people who say don't pay over a certain price for these products.
Um,
Just wait until like the dip. So I'm just sort of like keeping if like extra money I have in like a high yield savings account of some sort, and I'm like, if there is a big dip, then I guess maybe I'll buy when there is like a big drop for a bear
hmm.
market, or if I see any good deals, maybe I'll go into that. Like I know what you're doing with the marketplace deals. Like if I want to put more effort into like actually buying, yeah, I might consider that. Like I just honestly like YouTube takes up so much of my time, and then like I want to do like other things. But yeah, if like most of my
Hmm.
stuff was just bought online, like click of a button, like they just got shipped to me, and I just get random boxes at my front door.
That's pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, it's good because marketplace doesn't have taxes or shipping, but it also can be a little bit
For Sword and
scary.
Shield, I would definitely want to get that for um just because like it would be so much cheaper, and
Hmm.
I'd be able to inspect the box a little bit. But yeah, like they're scared. There's fear like meeting the people, but also I don't have a car, so just driving like I don't have a lot of options. Like if I
Yeah.
want to meet someone, like I don't want to like commute to you an hour, and then like if I even can commute to you,
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah, I don't know where you're from, but where I am, there's lots of subways, so I can basically take the subway everywhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
me, like I'm
And
really obsessed with the sports I play, so it's like if I spend like so I'm already spending like 3 hours, 2 or 3 hours a day making videos. I'm like I don't want to spend like 2 hours commuting. I'd rather just
no.
like be playing sports or whatever. But
Hmm.
yeah, also I usually if the market cycle is correct, there will be a dip, and I'll possibly just take the opportunity for whatever modern is. Like for all the Sword and
Yeah.
Shield stuff, I'll just like okay, I know if I get modern, it'll all be kind of like legit. Like there's not really gonna be
Hmm.
people scamming me on modern stuff now, and then maybe
Yeah.
I'll just wait until what I have now becomes the Sword and Shield, and then I'll just have a lot of it.
Hmm. Yeah.
But
I have two small questions if it's okay.
yep,
Yeah. What's your Grail boxer card?
that I have.
Or that you want to get one day?
Um,
Like
since I grew up with
for me
it,
personally, yeah.
like base set is like gonna be or one of the original ones, like because I that's what I grew up with. Like I think the first
Hmm.
pack I ever bought was like a jungle pack, but I don't really like jungle. But I do remember like I did like Gen 1, Gen 2,
Yeah.
so some of that stuff. Evolving Skies, like probably just one of the really good booster packs, like Team Up, Cosmic Eclipse. More modern would be like Evolving
Yeah.
Skies. Card would be
Definitely want team up or evolving.
Umbreon, yeah.
Mm,
And then
yeah. I would
for
definitely
you,
love team up or cosmic.
mm,
Oh, yeah, those two I'd say. And then for a Pokemon card, uh, I always wanted the X Ball Mewtwo, the full art from Next Destiny's Black and White in a PSA 10. But I think that went from like $1,000 card to $10,000 cards. I don't know if
oh,
I'm gonna get that. So
gotta wait
that's
until
maybe a
that
no.
drops.
Yeah. I
Um,
was thinking the Japanese one. That was a good price, but yeah. And
I
then I
I
had a
think
yeah.
I think for singles, I do see the price graphs. Like there's spikes, and then it just goes back down sometimes.
Hmm.
So if you're hunting for a single, you might have more opportunity with something like
Hmm.
that, like later on.
I also love black labels. Like I love the BGS black labels. I don't have any in my collection, but I'd love to own a black label of some kind of Umbreon card or a Pikachu Charizard. I just love the black label so much. I think it's such a cool design. So smart. Yeah. So that'd be cool.
Also, the chat, Snorlax Haven, thank you for your answer for the X, Y, Sun, and Moon earlier. Um, and the Viahala said it's fun just to do what Pokemon now. That was just responding to the Final Fantasy. But
Mm.
yeah, someone thanked you for your X, Y, Sun, and Moon answer.
You're welcome. I'd try my best. And my final little question to you is what's your favorite Pokemon?
When I grew up, it was like I'm like so. I always felt like I was just like kind of simple. Like I would just kind of like what's around me or like popular. Like for basketball, like I just really would like Kobe or LeBron. So I'd be like, oh, Lakers are my favorite one. So for Pokemon, like when I grew up, it would be Pikachu. It'd be really weird, but like my parents would like buy me and my sisters like these stuffed Pikachu things, and I was like, oh yeah, Pikachu's so cool.
Mhm.
And then like Charizard, I know everyone loves Charizard, but like I'm just like, I mean, Charizard's cool.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
like
he's cool.
Charizard.
Definitely cool.
Like
Yeah.
I don't have one of those like random. Like I heard that like there's like someone every Pokemon is someone's favorite Pokemon more or less. Even like the random
Yeah.
ones, like I'm usually not like that. I just go for like, hey, I like the cool Pokemon, so I like Charizard. Um, so probably Pikachu or Charizard, and or maybe some of the legendaries that were older, like
Mm.
Mewtwo's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
Like
for
I'm
sure.
pretty simple to be honest for this sort of stuff.
Hmm. Hmm.
And then what
That's
about
cool.
you?
Oh, my favorite Pokemon, I have two. It's Zoroark and Baynet. It's they're pretty like kind of not random, but they're more niche. Zoroark because I play the TCG deck, the Zoroark GX. It was a really competitive card, and I got like my first top eights with that. I got all my League Cup wins. It helped me qualify for Worlds. So I love Zoroark GX, and that's why I like Zoroark. I think it's a really cool design, cool card, and I think Bayonet's just like really like creepy and interesting. I like the zipper mouth. I like that it's golden in the Mega Evolution. I think it's just really cool design. I kind of like dark Pokemon, like dark psychic, evilish Pokemon. I
Oh,
don't know why. It's just they're kind of
wait,
cool.
are you really, do you really like Shroud Fable then?
No, I think Shadow Fable is just a dog set, like a dog garbage set. Like there's a point where it's like cool and like mysterious, interesting Pokemon like Baynet, Zoroark, and like something like that. And Okidogi and Serendipity, which are just like a dog and a bird. I don't know about that. Uh, I think Houndoom is really cool. I think that Houndoom art is great and Persian is really nice. But I think Shadow Fable overall is just it's not it.
Yeah, I mean most people don't think that was Shroud Fable, but I know that like it definitely has a different art style. So I
Yeah.
was like, I know some people would just like the art style or whatever, but
Hmm.
I was just like, oh, he mentioned dark Pokemon, but I get it. It's like dark, but also like kind of cool in some aspects.
Hmm.
Like maybe sometimes cool like
Yeah.
additional. Sometimes it's just like oh, just the design looks cool. Like but you said Beta has like the
Hmm.
mouth and all
Hmm.
that.
And
But
like its lore also has like really creepy Pokédex entries. Pretty cool.
oh my god, when you
Mm.
mentioned lore, I remember when there was like this Typhlosion kind of leak.
That was brutal. You know, for like the whole week, my school was talking about Pokemon for like one of the first times. Now they don't talk about Pocket or when I used to go to school. But that Typhlosion thing was crazy. The ones with the artillery, there was some weird stuff at one point.
So I don't think I ever looked up the details, but I just heard enough. I saw enough memes. I heard enough of the basic things. I was like, okay, I get the gist.
Hmm. Oh my, crazy stuff, man. Yeah.
Okay,
So
so it's been like what, like two?
almost,
It's been almost 2 hours. I
yeah,
think it's
hour
pretty
and
good.
45.
Thanks for everyone who joined. I think that will end it pretty like kind of now. I see 6 concurrent viewers, so yeah, thanks for everyone who joins. This is our
Thank you so
first
much.
stream. Maybe we'll do this again sometime. I'm not
Yeah,
sure,
really
but
cool.
um, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it. And I don't know if you have anything else you want to mention, Ethan, but
Check out my channel, MischiefTCG.com. Definitely subscribe to Pokeball's channel. And I don't know, check out my shop, MischiefTCG.com, and just enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great day.
yeah, definitely check it out. I have some of your tabs open. I'll go do it real quick. So yeah,
It's okay, don't worry.
here's his channel. He definitely covers. I realized this when I saw his stuff. I was like, he just covers. He's like the opposite YouTuber to me. Like he covers like the opposite things that I cover in some ways. So it's just really interesting. Like yeah, I think I might ask him in future questions. Like I asked him about seriously X, Y, Sun, and Moon because I'm like I don't really keep up with that. He has like a store. This is what I saw. The Japanese and Chinese. He has good views on his shorts actually. I saw this and his TikTok. Like I'm trying to get shorts a little bit myself, and I was like, oh, it actually looks like really nice and flashy. But check him
Yeah.
out. Thanks guys for joining. I guess I'm gonna close the live now.
Okay.
And
See you, everyone. Bye
bye
bye.
everyone. Bye. All
Uh,
right.
okay. Well, that was a great stream, even if there wasn't crazy amount of people. That
It
was a good stream.
said 53